Fight Night Live on talkSPORT. Anthony Kakachi versus Lee Wood. Let's get into Nottingham, shall we? Because promoter Frank Warren is with Spencer Oliver ringside.
Yeah, guys, just caught up with Frank Warren. Frank, reversely, what a fight we just saw there. Ezra Taylor, what a performance.
It was a really well-matched fight. Ezra looked brilliant, and you've got to take your hat off to Troy. He came to fight. But all the fights have been good fights, really good fights. So much for Adam Cattrall.
Listen, look, we're here.
Tell me about it.
Hearing Nottingham, memorable nights we've had in this Motorpoint Arena. We've got another one coming up now, haven't we, Lee Wood?
Listen, I mean, on paper, that looks like it's going to be the fight of the year. And the style should complement it. Two really good blokes as well, two really nice guys. It's going to be there's a case for both of them. You've got to take your hat off again for Anto coming into the other guy's backyard, which he's done with Lee. And Lee, he knows his fight, he's got to win. They both got to win, but it's so important. And when fights like this, when so much is on the line, that's when you get a special night.
Yeah, absolutely. Both guys totally up for this one, and the winner knows he kicks on. The loser, where does he really go? But Frank, also want to catch up with you about Tyson Fury. Any news on Tyson? When's he coming back? Come on, give us something special, Frank.
Well, look, when he makes his mind up, if he wants to come back, he'll come back. If he don't, he don't.
Could it be could it be Anthony Joshua next?
Look, he's a fighting man. That's what I do know. In his heart, he's a fighting man. Like, if he's, that's going to be his choice, as I keep on saying, if he wants to do it. And if he does, God, there's some big fights to be made.
Listen, a little birdie told me, I heard whispers that Billy Joe Saunders, he may be making a return. Have you heard anything?
He came up to see me a couple of weeks ago, and we had a chat. We'll see what happens.
Light heavyweight?
He feels, after a couple of fights, he feels he can get down. We'll see.
Well, let's see. Hopefully we see Tyson Fury back. Hopefully we see Billy Joe Saunders back. Frank, as always, thanks so much. Listen, back to you guys.
Atmosphere's cranking up there. You can tell with the old Neil Diamond whistling around in the background at the Motorpoint Arena as we head towards our main event. If you just tuned into us on talkSPORT, we are building towards Anthony Kakachi and Lee Wood in the main event in Nottingham. Interesting to hear that Billy Joe Saunders has been speaking to Frank Warren there. We're probably going to talk about this in the next hour or so, that he could be a viable opponent for the likes of the Chris Eubank Juniors of this world, maybe.
Absolutely. I spoke to Billy ringside for us at the Conor Benn Chris Eubank fighter. He's big, probably 17, 18 stone big. He's going to have to work on himself a lot. He's been away several years now, but the appetite is still there. In the week, he's revealed that he's spoken to Ben Shalom in recent times, Frank Warren. Everyone wants a bit of him because he's box office. And as we were chatting about before we came into the studio tonight, Adam, just imagine Billy Joe Saunders and Chris Eubank Jr. going at it in a build-up. Fantastic repartee that would be. But a lot of work to do. I want to just to say about Ezra Taylor, really hard-fought battle by Troy Jones there. His first loss.
Yeah.
Took him 10 rounds.
He was well beaten, but he was competitive in a lot of the rounds.
He was, but Carlos Salvador Lamela took the Cannon 10 rounds last year. He's beatable, but he's got great power, and he believes in himself. And I do think, I'm just looking at the light heavyweight division right now, the 175 division. Obviously, we know that Bivol, Benavidez, and Beterbiev are the dominant figures in that division, but there's great fights out there for him in the future with Anthony Yard. Again, we talk about big matchups. Anthony Yard, Callum Smith, Joshua Buatsi. He's not quite ready for those guys at the moment, but he's a very powerful figure and he's incredibly well built. And he worked his way through those first rounds, and that was a good victory. I had him winning by 4 rounds there.
Let's get that atmosphere in Nottingham, shall we? Because I can see on my monitor that Lee Wood is coming out first out of the Motorpoint Arena. So let's cross over back to our commentary team of Spencer Oliver and John Rowling.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.